Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching day one of E3 Live, powered by Twitch. I, of course, am Man for Man vs. Game here, joining you. I am joined by Ryan from Massive. We
Hello.
are here talking about Tom Clancy's The Division. That trailer, I just want to say, seriously, one of the most powerful trailers that I have seen, definitely yesterday during the press conferences.
Thank you. We're really proud of it. It's it gets me every time. I cry a little bit.
It is, seriously, the feels, right, guys? Like, powerful stuff, like just a chilling idea. Basically, what you could see there is like the breakdown of society.
Yeah, I mean the idea with the trailer is to kind of get people into the universe. So we kind of follow the story of a family as we go down when the disease hits, and you see what happens and the results of that, and then as it moves out into the city, and then the introduction of course, who you'll be playing in the game, which is the Division itself, and getting across that relatable story of, you know, what if this situation, you know, could have happened, and you know, our creative team working with Blur was we're really proud of the results we got, because it's a different kind of trailer, I would say.
Yeah.
Than you see. It's not about big explosions. It's more about kind of exploring what you know, what you might go through in this situation.
Yeah, no, it seriously, it caught me because I love the time lapse. I love also basically how, like, you don't see anybody. You kind of see like the effects of what's going on while the plague kind of
Yes.
ravages New York.
Tragedy is invisible.
Yeah, exactly, and just powerful stuff. So, I mean, basically, we're getting into the story, but do you want to kind of go into a little bit, a general overview of what the Division is kind of about?
Sure. So, I mean, the game itself, we're an open world RPG in the Clancy universe that's set in New York City, obviously, where a virus has kind of been released on Black Friday, which is the biggest shopping day in the U.S.
Right.
And it basically kills a vast majority of the population, and the infrastructure of the city starts to break down. You know, lawlessness kind of spreads throughout the city, and Directive 51 is activated, which is where our players come into the game. So their number one kind of overall goal for the game is to take back New York, as you see in the theme there. So you're going to be meeting a number of factions that have kind of, in this soup and chaos, have kind of conglomerated together to prey on the civilians that are still left in the quarantine area. And kind of drive them out and get things back working as best as possible.
Right.
As well as finding out what happened. Why did this occur?
Yeah, like how did the disease break out?
Exactly. So
it possibly could have been me. Like, I might be patient zero because you guys
I know I'm trying to stay a little bit away from you.
I know,
it's a long E3, so I can't get sick.
I really should have like a glass pane around me, like just quarantine me off. But yeah, truly chilling stuff. And you're talking about the Division, like the actual, because you're not like a rogue, you know, sort of, you know, vigilante. You are actually, you know, empowered by, you know, the president.
Absolutely.
That's what I was reading.
Yeah, the lore behind the creating a new Clancy unit in the, I guess, the spectrum of games is we wanted to you know, find a place where, you know, the Rainbow games, you know, those units have a purpose. The Splinter Cell, you know, where can we make a unit that makes sense? So having a homeland-based Clancy unit that responds to catastrophic events just kind of fit. And then I think just topically, you know, with where we're at in this day and age, kind of the scariest phenomenon to think about is, you know, things like Twitch and things not working anymore.
Yeah.
And, you know, none of us are very good hunters and gatherers anymore. So when things break down and yeah, exactly.
Look at me. It's like, do you think if you put me out in the middle of a forest, like, I would survive like 15 minutes top?
Exactly. I would be one of the first people dead in the scenario of our game as well. So that was really interesting for us to try to create a Clancy unit that you know, that you would that would fit in this scenario, and then to wrap that with you know, an online RPG. So there's progression, there's character empowerment, there's, you know, all the things that people that play these types of games are looking for. Okay.
Yeah, and it sounds amazing, like you're saying, with like the open world aspect of New York, sort of like the ravaged New York, and you're just trying to take it back. So why don't we take a look at some of the gameplay, some of the multiplayer aspects?
Absolutely.
Of it? Awesome. There it is. Oh, yes.
It's inappropriate, children, so if you're watching on Twitch.
Yes, please usher your children from the room. Oh, there it goes. Tom Clancy. Always powerful.
Yes, powered by Snowdrop.
Snow is falling down just a little bit. The world's so
Coming on
quiet
down.
and still. Santa's out there.
So now, am I looking at in-engine here?
Yeah, oh yeah. This is all
Wow.
in engine. So we really wanted to bring it. Last year we were in Brooklyn, so this year we've come across. I don't know if people remember the Dude Check Out Manhattan line that got some fame, and now we're checking out Manhattan. So we came across and joined our group from last year, who was further along in their progression, and they're basically setting up a base of operations in this area.
Sweet. God, this just looks stunning. And that's what I love about the Tom Clancy tech that you
Yes.
have access to.
You know, we have a saying that, you know, within the game, that technology is our magic. We try to base everything in realism, but of course it's a game, and it's an RPG game, and you want to push the fun elements of as much as you can.
Totally. Yeah, some of the stuff that comes up here, because, yeah, again, watching this yesterday during the Microsoft press conference, just stunning.
Getting a reading over
Thank
here.
you.
So moving down.
So here you're going to see the first new thing that we're bringing out this year, and we call this Echo, and it's a tool that the agents have where it's a kind of a reconstruction of closed-circuit cameras, cell phone conversations, any type of digital information that then can recreate a frozen moment in time in
Nice.
3D. So you'll be able to, here we actually complete a missing persons mission in the game, but you can find hidden access to areas, bits about the story and the narrative will be all through that tool.
Sweet. That just looks incredible. Anytime the sort of
It
like
is.
holograms like come up over everything, just
Our UI team is, I don't know, from another planet. They're
Yeah.
the Swedes. They know how to make stuff.
that they do. Jumping over.
And here
Here
we see
go.
a bunch of dead bodies.
Out of the subway.
Hey, Chris.
And there's Bronson.
Yeah, so it's drop-in multiplayer, you know, so you'll be able to join other friends' group or join public games like any other multiplayer game. And of course we have, we're really proud of our companion gameplay, or our third screen gameplay, which is real-time simultaneous gameplay.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's just like another member of your group. So you'll see a little drone hovering around them and marking targets and dropping tear gas to drive enemies out of cover at different places in the demo.
Sweet.
And we've added a quick skills menu this year from last year. So just like quick switching weapons, you can quick switch skills, so you can load out a certain number of your skill set to hop through quicker rather than opening your inventory and your skills menu and going through all of that.
Pull up the full menu.
Yeah. And here you see my vast combat prowess as I miss most of the time.
There you go. Now,
No, but
yeah.
so this is actually a good example of like how the combat works. You want to use a combination of the skills you have with the weapon choice that you've used. So there we stun one of the enemies and we take out kind of the ads on the sides, and then we take out that guy, which is a very common RPG kind of combat mechanic.
Yeah.
And we have a guy here kind of try to take us out of melee. It's not going to work out too well for him.
Shot in the face.
And of course, we want to show off the destruction that we can do with the Snowdrop engine, which is incredible.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
all surfaces that are, you know, cement, glass, wood, I think we have some of the best destruction in the industry right now.
Yeah. Oh, everything looks gorgeous. I saw he just tossed out the drone there.
Yeah, well, he drops out a grenade, so we slid through it into cover here. This is the drone just hovering up here. He's gonna mark
Right.
that target for us. We're gonna show off some more Snowdrop here by shooting some paint buckets. Tobias loves that part, our realization director. And then this is the revive mechanic. So you, when you're down in the game, you do have a chance to, you know, pick a buddy up to keep going in the fight before you bleed out.
Revive him.
Yes.
You stand up. You take 10 steps. Get back in that fight.
And we threw out a sentry or a turret skill here to take aggro from the last two guys here, while we revived the other player. And now we've got the elite with a big ass gun here as the last enemy. So we're gonna combine with a couple skills and then focus fire on him with a cluster seeker mine, which is a modified seeker mine from last year that we showed. And then of course it's an RPG, so we get a nice legendary loot drop here at the end just to kind of tease you.
Which is so cool. Yeah, like the loot system.
Yeah.
It just sounds incredible. Like going through the open world, you know, joining up with buddies, just clearing out enemies, and
Yep.
grabbing that loot.
And taking back New York. for
That's
hope.
right. That's right. It looks absolutely stunning. I will absolutely be down playing some of this. I know for sure.
Good.
So-
Hopefully everybody will.
Yeah, no kidding. So now, when can we expect to play this?
We're coming in 2015. It was in the end of the trailer, and you know, the team is just as eager as our fans and the community to get the game out and get people involved playing. So we're working hard at hitting that time frame.
Sure. Yeah. And what I always like to say is, like, you know, don't rush it. You know, just make sure.
Exactly. I think everybody would rather have the game right.
Totally. Yes. You want to just get it out there. You know, because the rush game, it's out there forever.
Yes.
But so in terms of like different weapons and items, like, do you know, like, in terms of numbers overall? Like
Sure. I mean, we don't talk about numbers, but when you think about weapons in the game, think of them more as almost like archetypes. So all weapons have kind of a damage spread. They have an optimal use range. So the categories of weapons we have, which are pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, sniper rifles, and shotguns, they usually match with the skill loadout. So you want to, if you have a close range weapon that's high damage, you want to match that with skills that are going to supplement that playstyle. Number of weapons, how many will end up? It's a lot. It's a Clancy game.
Yeah.
Where our weapons are being made by the very talented team at Red Storm in North Carolina. So we got Merkins making our guns. So exactly.
you always want those Merkins on your guns.
Yeah, yeah. There will be a lot, but we'll come out with the exact number. But think of it more of the categories. And then within those categories, you'll be able to modify your weapons with scopes, silencers, and kind of increase the potency and again, fine-tune the playstyle that you're looking for.
Cool. And like you said, you know, like they got like a legendary drop from that enemy.
Yes.
And so that's where, like, you're looking for, like, just like the highest caliber.
Yeah, we'll have quality ranges in the game, so it's it's, I think, a great RPG mechanic in games to kind of drive you to want to find better quality gear, especially in our setting and our IP where everything is important, everything matters, and then you have qualities that are, you know, from common to up to legendary, basically, in the game, and they'll just have better stats, they'll have more modification slots, and you'll want to eventually they'll be customized for player versus player in the game. So it's definitely a big part of the Clancy experience. We are a very, very loot focused and character empowerment driven game.
Sweet. Yeah. And in the open world environment, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, in terms of for the open map, do you know, like, how many players are going to be able to fit on, like, on those? You're going to have, like, different servers?
Well, you need to think about it like it's not a. I saw some comments on the stream earlier that, you know, it's like, is it an MMO? Is it not an MMO? I don't like using the term. I've worked on MMOs forever. That's kind of my bread and butter. We don't consider the Division a conventional MMO.
Right.
I think there's a lot of baggage that comes with that. So what we do is when you and I are playing, we're in our own copy of the universe, our own phase, if you will.
Right.
There are public spaces where we can see other players that'll have X number of players allowed in those slots. One of them being player versus player areas, and then there's also a hub, a common area, the kind of the last foothold in Manhattan, where you'll see other players. But when you're out in the open world, it's your instance of the world. So you won't see random people doing your missions, running across in different areas. So it's a more private, tailored experience when you're out in the open world.
Cool. So you're not going to be, like, waiting for, like, the respawn of
Exactly.
the guy in the area.
I mean, I think that's a little bit of a dated type of mechanic. So we want to get the best of both worlds for the game.
Right. Which I think is smart, because, like you said, the term MMO, once you say that, people, like...
Yeah, there's a lot of baggage.
Yes. Like, I know some people, you know, get kind of... used to get hyped, like, oh, MMO, and now it's just like, oh, I don't know. I've been there, kind of done that.
Yeah.
But, very cool. In terms of platforms, what can we...
We are coming out on all three big platforms, so we'll be on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Sweet. Personally, I'll probably go PS4, even though, I don't know. This could be one that could, like...
The game will be excellent on all platforms.
Yeah, I know. That's right. And it's, of course, there's the PC Master Race out there pushing. It's going to be pushing the graphical limits of everything. Absolutely incredible. I loved hearing that there's a PvP area.
Yes.
Because that could be, like, a whole community will, grow around that. Because I know I do still play some MMOs, and the PvP is probably one of the more enjoyable aspects of it.
Absolutely, and we want to make it part of the core experience for the game. So not everybody likes PvP, so you won't have to in the game, but we really hope, just like playing with others, that you'll see how it's different and how we handle it in the game, and kind of hopefully get hooked into that kind of gameplay loop.
Sweet. Well, Ryan, the game looks absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Love the idea. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Thank you so very much for joining me, and thanks for watching, guys. I think we're going to take a quick break and then move it along to the next segment. Thanks so much for watching,
All right,
guys.
thanks, guys.
We'll be right back.